Organized. That's right. Showers and storms are starting to develop around the center of low pressure, and that's a telltale sign that, yes, we're starting to see this thing get its act together just a little bit, not a lot, and it's not going to rapidly intensify into something we have to be really concerned about in terms of any kind of problems with evacuations or anything like that. But for the most part, the center appears to be right there where the lightning is starting to show up, and a little bit more intense thunderstorm action is occurring. And again, that is just almost parallel with Key West, about 115 to 120 miles off the coast. Now, the one thing to note is that I talked about it earlier. It's starting to drift a little bit more to the northeast, and that's not the best news for us. That means those tropical storm force winds, at least the minimal part of them, the 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, could brush our coastline, and that's the reason why the National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service has issued the tropical storm warning for the coastal communities from Charlotte County northward into Manatee. And again, a close-up look revealing that the circulation is not all that impressive as far as the radar imagery goes at this time, but it's still there, and you can see it. It's about 115 miles west of Key West, Florida. We're looking pretty good right now. Not a lot of rainfall around. That's good news, but this rain will intensify as the low pressure center gets closer to us. Those storms will start to become more intense, like we're starting to see just off the coast of Fort Myers at this hour. But I mentioned the live sweep of the radar, not showing many showers around at this point. We can expect showers and storms, though, to develop, especially around sunrise tomorrow. Watches and warnings, we'll go over those quickly. A tropical storm warning remains in effect, basically west of I-75. Here's the wind radius of the system, or at least projected to be, and we'll take you through time here. As we move it through time, you can see here is Sarasota County, and we're starting to see some of that enter in right around 7:30 in the morning. And as we move through time, here's 11 o'clock in the morning, and that would be the time that we would possibly see those tropical storm force winds all throughout the coastal communities. You notice it doesn't extend inland too far at that point, and this is on the outer side, and it's not an exact science here, folks, so we may not see these, but we may see them as well. There's still a chance that may happen. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they start to pull away. It will still be very windy. However, as it pulls away, the winds will start to die down a little bit, and they'll pick up for the panhandle right on in through Sunday night, Monday morning, and into Monday afternoon is when we expect this to make landfall somewhere in the panhandle of Florida. Power outage projection, not all that high. It's on the low scale at this point. There could be some power outages due to maybe some branches falling on some of the power lines as we move through time. So that's not going to be a huge deal. And quickly, the forecast cone has inched closer to the sun coast at this point. The winds are expected to pick up to 65 miles an hour as it makes landfall. There's a chance, some models are suggesting, that it could become a Category 1 hurricane. The good news is water temperatures right now are minimal near our area, and they're just barely at 80 degrees, and a hurricane or a tropical storm has to have water temperatures at least 80 degrees or above for it to strengthen and get into a strong situation. The flood warning is in effect for the Myakka River near the Myakka State Park. We're starting to see a lot of moisture here. The dry air still has a chance to wrap in it, and you can see it starting to wrap on the southern edge of it back into it. So that's another inhibiting factor for the possibility of any huge rain event. But we are going to see an additional 3 to 5 inches of rain over the course of the next 3 days, it looks like. So that flood watch will stay with us, I think, through Tuesday. Here's the 7-day forecast. You got it, 100% chance of rain throughout the day. On Sunday, winds will be 20 to 25 miles an hour out of the south and southeast. Could see some tropical storm force winds in the mix there. And then 70% chance of rain Monday and still pretty high on Tuesday. Adam will be back with sports right after this. Stick around.